Good evening again for some of you. We'll wait for a few more to join us, and then we will begin our general info presentation one more time with a little extra information for you. We do apologize to those who tried to get into this session earlier on. We had arranged for unlimited access to this informational session, and then Zoom said no. So we do apologize for the inconvenience, but we do appreciate you hanging around and coming into this session. We certainly hope that in the meantime, you have been able to visit with some of our departments, the athletics perhaps, or the other students or the parents, and we hope that has been informational to you. I am Ann O'Hagan-Cordes. I am the principal of Mary Lewis Academy, and I do welcome you to this virtual evening for the class of 2025. So we certainly congratulate all of the young women who have been accepted. We are very proud of your accomplishments. We know this is a very unusual time, and you have proven yourselves to rise to whatever challenges are set before you. So congratulations to you. In this session, we will go through a couple of different areas. I will present to you some general information about the Mary Lewis Academy. You will hear from Mrs. Morrow, the assistant principal of academics, and you will hear from Mrs. Maria Finocchio, who's the director of finance. For those who missed the chairperson's session because of our Zoom glitch, you should know that there will be a spot on our website dedicated to the class of 2025. And when you click on that link, all of the information from this evening and the recording of our chairperson's presentations will be there, in addition to some course selection information and a variety of other things that would be of interest to you. If you have registered this evening and you had a little difficulty finding how to submit your credit card information, you are receiving an email confirmation, and that's how you then can get to the field to submit your credit card information. We certainly don't want to delay any funds coming our way. And Mrs. Finocchio is available to you at mfinocchio@tmla.org, and she will answer whatever questions you have, and you'll hear from her shortly. But in the meantime, I do welcome you back, and I do hope it has been a good evening so far for you. The Mary Lewis Academy was founded by the Sisters of St. Joseph back in 1936. And we have worked for 85 years in the tradition of the Josephites. I beg your pardon. And we operate out of their mission of unity, reconciliation, and all-inclusive love. We are a Catholic college preparatory school for young women. Our students come from 81 different neighborhoods right now, and at latest count, our families come from 118 different nations. And so we are absolutely a diverse community here, and we are proud of that. Our academic program, we believe, is second to none. We have over 20 AP and honors courses available to all of our students. No student is ever locked into or locked out of an honors program. We try to craft each student's program to her strengths. And so if one finds herself is strong in the humanities, then perhaps that's where she takes her honors courses. If math and science is her thing, then she perhaps will pursue those areas. Our latest endeavor has been to create diplomas of designation. And so we have diplomas of designation in STEM, pre-med, the arts, sports medicine, civic leadership, dual language, and literary arts. If a student wishes to pursue any one of those designations, she is invited to do so. And each designation has its own set of requirements that when you are here, the chairpersons and the guidance counselors walk you through that process. 100% of our students go on to college. Our last class had over 90% of its graduates receive at least one merit-based scholarship, and those scholarships totaled over $40 million just on academically based funds. 97% of our last graduating class graduated with the Advanced Regents Diploma. That is the highest diploma awarded by the state of New York. Our program is challenging, but the statistics show that our students meet those challenges because they can achieve anything. Our faculty is dedicated faculty and provides assistance before, during, and after school to anyone who so chooses it. Our college placement, we have found, is second to none. We have a full-time college counselor who works with all of our students from freshman year through senior year and their parents. We use the data-driven program Naviance that helps each student find her path to success for college selection processes. Typically, each student has the opportunity to visit in person an East Coast college. This year has been a little bit different, and so the visits have been virtual. College admissions counselors have been with us virtually to give our students tours of their campuses and to highlight some of the benefits of their schools. Our students provide service to the local and greater communities through our service, learning, and leadership program. Typically, volunteerism is an important aspect of that. This year, the focus has been on researching various social justice needs, community needs, and then teaching the rest of us about what we can do to make this world a better place. We host 65 different clubs for our students. Those clubs are meeting virtually this year, typically after school here. The building is still alive well after the dismissal bell because of all of the club activities. But they are meeting virtually, and it does give the students a little bit of an opportunity to be with others, even though it's virtual. We were the first all-girls robotics team in New York State. Our robotics and engineering program is a wonderful program, and it is award-winning. To this day, we remain the largest all-women's athletic program in New York City. We are proud of our scholar athletes who typically bring back championships, whether they be conference, city, or state level. We are also the first school in New York City to be an official Women of Will school, and we're very proud of that. We have an alumni mentoring program. Our graduates work with our current students in a given field of study. Many of our graduates have become firsts in their fields. One of our graduates was the first woman to attend Harvard Law School. Another one of our graduates sits on the executive board of the Martin Luther King Jr. Institute for Nonviolence. And still another one of our graduates was the first female strength and conditioning coach for the NFL. Back in March, when we were hit with the challenges of the pandemic, we were able to shift seamlessly from in-person classes to full remote within 2 school days. We closed on the 13th, We had 2 professional days. We started classes on Wednesday following that, and we were we hit the ground running. I do know that some schools have claimed to have done that. We actually did. Attendance was taken in homeroom each and every day and in every class. Every class met according to the student's schedule every single day. No class was substituted, no class was dropped. Class continued as if we were here in person. We continued to do that successfully. Lessons were taught and learned, assignments were issued and submitted, tests were given, assessments were held, and the year ended very successfully for our students. Over the summer, of course, we had a full sanitization of the building. We purchased air purifiers that have been placed around the building. In every classroom, we have hand sanitizer and disinfecting wipes. The students, when they enter the building, in addition to the faculty and staff, have the temperatures taken. There are daily reminders about thorough and frequent hand washing. Masks are required all day. The only time the mask is not required is when one is eating breakfast or lunch, and then she is asked to put it right back on. We encourage social distancing, so whether they're in the hallways or in the auditorium, we do ask the girls to keep some space between each other. We also ask that if someone is not feeling well, that she stays home and alerts us if someone in her home or in her immediate circle has tested positive for COVID, so that we can follow the proper procedures and protocols. And we do follow the procedures from the CDC and the Department of Health. We have been very successful. We have not had outbreaks here, thankfully, and we hope that everyone does remain healthy. The academic program has continued. We have a hybrid situation where our girls are in the building 3 out of 6 cycle days for their classes. And while they are not here in the building, they are learning remotely from home. The teacher conducts the class much the same way as this meeting is being held now. Instruction is given to the students in front of him or her at the same time as the students are receiving instruction from home. Our classes are conducted typically through the Google Classroom Meets. It seems to have been working very, very well. Some of our families have requested that their daughters attend school full-time, and while we are able, we make that accommodation. We have set the limit to 2/3 population in the building on a given day. We want to make sure that we are not overcrowding classrooms or hallways or cafeteria, and so we are holding to that 2/3 at this point. Some families have also requested that their daughters remain home on full remote for a period of time if there is a health concern in the house or the family, and we have made that accommodation as well. We try to keep in constant communication with families regarding any updates that are coming, or if there is a need to go on remote. For example, after the Christmas break, we remained on full remote to allow for some time between if there were any visits with family outside of the usual. It allowed for any potential spread of infection to be noticed and rectified. And so now we're back in the building. Next week, we will have our midterm exams, and we will continue for as long as we can, as long as the city, the state, and everybody else does what they need to do to keep us healthy. We believe in the Mary Lewis Academy. We know that we do extraordinary work. We educate young women to find their voices so that they can realize their potential and become leaders in promoting a just society. We believe we are an excellent return on investment. We do believe that your daughter's education today is an investment in her, and that investment will pay off exponentially in the future. It is an honor and a privilege to serve as the principal of the Mary Lewis Academy. I am an alumna of Mary Lewis. I am the parent of an alumna. I am not the only one who has come back to her high school to work. Currently, we have over 17 members of our faculty and staff who are graduates of the Mary Lewis Academy, and over 160 current students are relatives or daughters of alumni. We do thank you for visiting with us this evening. We are here for any questions that you may have. As I said, there will be a link on our website for the class of 2025 for any information you may have missed this evening or just need to review. I am going to introduce to you our Assistant Principal of Academics, Mrs. Jean Morrow. Hi, Mrs. Morrow. There you go.
Always with the tech issues. I am not wearing my mask because I'm in my office by myself. But if we were here, you would be seeing this lovely TMLA mask in the hallway. And that's just one of a few. I hope Mrs. Oh, she has the winter version, the winterized one. And honestly, this is not a lie. This is my most comfortable mask. So welcome everyone. I'm the Assistant Principal for Academics, and out of my office come schedules, report cards, progress reports. As I said earlier, all the fun stuff. What will happen in creating your schedules is that we will send you a packet of course selection information, and we will ask you to apply for honors classes. There's an AP class that you can apply for. The phys ed, religion, and guidance, technology, those classes will automatically be scheduled. But if you are in an advanced class, you will have to apply to go to the next one. For example, if you are in algebra right now, then you will apply for geometry. If you're in algebra and you want to apply for geometry honors, you'll do that. Those applications will be in the packet that I'm sending you, and all of those specialized applications in English, math, science, social studies, you'll be asked to have a recommendation from your teacher and some other information. Sometimes it's the textbook. Sometimes it's, as I said, just a recommendation. That's how you would apply for honors classes. And the other classes you will have to apply for would be, not apply for, but select, would be your language course. You would have to decide which language you would prefer based on your background, based on any language that you might be taking now, or just your personal like. I always liked French, so I took French. The forms will note what information is necessary for you to apply for those classes. Students who would have been taking a Regents in June in either algebra or living environment will be taking a placement exam so that you could go into geometry and chemistry. As I said, you will select a language. If you would like to select an advanced language, you will be taking a LOTE placement test. I believe it's scheduled for March 3rd. And on the same day, if you would like to audition for the orchestra, you can audition on that day. Mr. Seamers will be setting up remote auditions. Both of those will be remote. You will also have the opportunity to select a music or art class. If you're interested in the art major, then you probably will be selecting art as a freshwoman. After you've completed your course selection sheets and sent them back to us, we will then craft your schedule based on your choices. And then we will be sending you a list of the courses that you're registered for. You will look that over and have the opportunity to either correct us if we're wrong or call and ask some questions if you think you wanted to change your mind. But once that's done, you'll sign off on that and send that back to us, and then we'll craft your schedule based on that. You will be receiving information from the uniform company or from the uniform company via one of us here. The uniform company is only doing measurements remotely this year. So they will send you a link and they will tell you how to measure yourself for the appropriately sized uniform. And they have been doing a very good job and have had very few returns. So they are very specific and they're really good at telling you how to measure yourself. There actually was a link earlier in the event that anyone had any questions. I did speak to some of you. I had some people that I could see and hear, but they couldn't see and hear me. So please send me an email or call the office if you have any other questions or comments. And I will now hand you over to Mrs. Finocchio, who is the business manager, and she'll talk to you a little bit about finance and financial aid. Thank you all so much for coming and have a great evening. And I hope to meet you all in person as soon as we can. Good night.
Thank you, Mrs. Morrow. Hi, everyone. My name is Maria Finocchio, and I'm the Director of Finance here at the Mary Lewis Academy. I will be your direct contact for any questions regarding tuition, financial needs, any questions. I'm just going to go over some of the fees, the tuition cost, our payment plans, and all that fun stuff. So the first thing, once you register your daughter, you'll be paying a $500 new student registration fee. As Mrs. Cortez mentioned earlier, once you complete the registration online, you register your daughter into the system, you will receive an email. And in that email, there's a link that will take you to a payment page, and you can go ahead and make a payment directly on there. If for some reason you have any issues with that, you can always call the school directly, and I will take all payments over the phone, not a problem. We also have another fee, that's the general fee, which will be due on May 1st, and that is for $450. Our tuition currently is $9,600. That's for the current school year, but please keep in mind, we have not published our tuition yet for the 21-22 school year. Historically, it can raise no more than $300 annual, and those increases will be announced in April. In April, you'll get a full packet with all this information. We have 3 different payment plans for your tuition. The first payment plan is pay in full plan, which is paying your tuition in full by July 1st, and that will give you a $200 discount off your tuition immediately. We also have a 10 payment plan, and that is your tuition divided into 10 equal installments beginning July 1st, and it continues all the way through April 1st. Then we have a 4 payment plan that also starts in July. So you have a payment July 1st, October 1st, January 1st, and March 1st, and those 4 equal payments. Please note all tuition begins in July, and it ends whether March or April, depending on your payment plan you choose. So by April, your tuition is completely paid in full for the current school year that your daughter is in. If your daughter is receiving or has received some type of scholarship or some type of financial aid, she will, it will be prorated evenly for the amount, the payment plan of your choice. So for instance, if you choose a payment plan of 10 payments, the tuition will be broken out in, the scholarship will be broken out proportionally in 10 deductions. So if she has a scholarship of $1,000, $100 will be deducted from each invoice monthly. If it's a 4 payment plan, she will have $250 deducted on each payment. Financial aid applications, we do offer financial aid. We use a third-party company. Those applications will be ready for submission in February, towards the middle of the end of February. If you're interested in receiving financial aid, please contact me directly or Sister Lorraine in the admissions office, and we will send you the necessary information. As mentioned, it's a third-party company. They ask for all your financial information, they take the data and roll it out and come back to us with some recommendations as far as financial aid. You will receive, if you are receiving a financial aid reward, you will hear from us in June before all the final tuition is, calculated. We offer 3 types of payment options. You can pay by cash, you can pay by check, or credit card. Credit card can be done directly on our portal. You can call me anytime at school and I can take a payment over the phone, or we also have an auto pay program where you will fill out a form, give us your credit card information, banking information, and the deductions will come out of your account on the first of every month, according to the plans that you choose. We will set you up for that automatically. Just keep in mind that effective for the new school year, any transactions using an auto debit, whether it's a credit card, debit card, savings or checking account, will incur a 3% credit card processing fee. To avoid those fees, we accept cash or check payments as well. I know it's a lot of information I said this evening. You'll receive a full packet in the early spring, which will be the full tuition, the payment options, the payment plans, anything that I mentioned earlier. If you have any questions regarding financial aid, tuition, you can reach me at school via email or telephone, and I am happy to help any way that I can. And welcome and good luck with everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Finocchio and Mrs. Morrow. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. We are grateful for your time this evening, for taking this tour of Mary Louis. If you would like to sign up to take a private tour of the campus, you can go to the link on the Selected Students Night information booklet that you received. Just check that box, and that will bring you to a schedule where you can sign up for a private tour to happen next week. Obviously, the school is not open to many visitors, so we're trying to schedule a few people at a time to keep everybody healthy and safe. So I appreciate your attention, your attendance here tonight. We certainly look forward to seeing you in September, if not before. We wish you a good evening. We want you to be well and stay safe. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to get in touch. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to take them. Okay, then. Good night. Thanks so much for coming. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Be well.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night. Mhm.